Hello and welcome everyone to Magic 2014. This is a video about how to play Magic. I would like to do a Magic 2014 series, online PvP and stuff and all that great stuff. But I think it's best for, the viewers who don't know how to play Magic that I first put out a video explaining what Magic is. And quite frankly, I love Magic, and I would love to do tons and tons of Magic videos, and whenever we get one of those comments where it's like, oh, I don't know how to play this game, so I don't enjoy this video, I can just direct them to this video where I show them how to play. So, I will be doing a simple little campaign mission, the first one actually, explaining what Magic is. Magic is a trading card game, and one of the best ways to learn this game is to actually buy one of the games on Steam, one of the yearly ones they put out every year. But, if you want to see if you will actually like this game by watching this video first, here's this video to show you if you might actually like this game. Alright, so, Magic. You start the game, you draw 7 cards, you have a 60 card deck, you have 20 life, you and your opponent. Now, everything about Magic is based off land. Land is the source of mana, and mana helps you play creatures. This land is a plains, a basic land, and it produces 1 white mana. And you use white mana to summon creatures or play spells. It's pretty simple. You can play 1 land a turn, and then you tap the land. It being tapped means you can't use it anymore this turn to play the creature. He plays his land, and he plays his creature. It's very formal, it's very fun, and part of the reason I love this game so much is that there's just so much you can do with it. Now to explain combat. I can attack him now. I couldn't attack him last turn with my creature because I had just summoned that creature, and that creature has summoning sickness, like his does. You see this swirly doodle around it. It means it can't attack the turn it comes out unless it has a special ability that negates that. But most creatures can't attack when they first come out onto the battlefield. Now she can attack. Now let me explain all of this stuff here. I've already explained that she costs 1 mana to cast. She's already out on the battlefield, so it's perfectly fine. Down here is her power and her toughness. The 1 is her attack power, and the 1 is her toughness. Normally this would be different, but these are early creatures, so they tend to be fairly well balanced. She does 1 damage, and she can take 1 damage. And then she also has a fancy special ability where whenever another creature enters the battlefield, whether it's mine or my opponent's, I gain 1 free life. Now normally I wouldn't attack. This creature has 2 power and 2 toughness, meaning it will deal 2 damage to her, and it can take 2 damage, meaning she would not be able to kill this monster if she were to meet it in combat. However, this creature enters the battlefield tapped because it's stronger than my creature, but it has a drawback for being stronger than my creature. So I can attack, and because the creature is tapped, it cannot defend him. The way combat works in Magic is you don't choose creatures that fight each other. Instead, you pick a creature, you declare the attack on the opponent, and he can choose to block however he pleases. Now, this is an enchantment. It is just a permanent spell that gives me a beautiful benefit. In this case, it now makes my creature a 2/2, equal with his creature. It's better if you have a bunch of lots of weak creatures, because then they'll all get stronger. And that's what this deck is all about, the one I'm playing now. Lots of little creatures who all work together to make themselves stronger. Now he attacked me, and I couldn't block him because my creature was tapped. And now he has 2 creatures. However, because of this beautiful, wonderful person right here, I am gaining life for every time he plays a creature. So where I would have a lot less life because he hit me, I'm at the starting life because this creature is absolutely wonderful. Now this guy, he has summoning sickness, so he can't attack. He is very, very useful. Whenever another creature who has 2 or less power, so if I were to play another one of these girls, I can pay 1 mana of any color to draw a card. Now this symbol, this guy, he costs 3 mana. Now you'd be like, oh, he costs 2 mana because it has a 2. No, that means it's asking for 2 mana of any color and then 1 white mana. So 2 plus the numbers you see here. So this lady, I love that picture. She costs 5 mana because she costs 3 of any mana plus 2 white mana. And I'm going to choose not to attack because then he would block my creature and kill her. And while he would lose his zombie, he doesn't really care because his zombie is not nearly as useful as my Soul Warden. So he's okay making that trade. And I would attack with this guy, but I'll go ahead and show you that. He's a 3/3, and these are 2/2s, so obviously he should win any fights. But he can block with both of his creatures. And my guy only has 3 damage that he can deal, and together these guys have 4 toughness. So he can only kill one of them, and combined they deal 4 damage to kill him, which is far more than is necessary because he can only take the 3. So I lose one of my creatures, but he loses one of his creatures, but he doesn't really care because his creature wasn't as good as mine. And see, now he's attacking with this because if I block with my guy, he doesn't really care because his creature isn't as useful as mine. I don't want to keep my creature around as long as possible. Or he's okay sacrificing his creatures. Because he can do that. When this guy enters the battlefield, he can return a zombie card from his graveyard to his hand. Where all my creatures work really well together when they all stay alive, his creatures work really well together when they're all dying and amassing. His creatures can just come back to the dead because he's playing the color black, where my creatures are better off when they work together because I'm playing the color white. Magic revolves around the 5 colors: white, black, green, red, blue. They all represent different things. White is order and community and working together. Black is power and ambition. Like this lady here, she's an angel. And as long as I control a human, like this fine lady right here, she is indestructible and hexproof. Meaning, if she were to take 4 damage, because she only has the 4 toughness, she would not die because she is indestructible. As well as, if she were to be targeted by a spell, she can't be targeted by a spell at all because she has hexproof. Spells that would be harmful to her can't affect her at all. And now he's played an enchantment of his own. Endless Ranks of the Dead. At the beginning of your upkeep, which means at the beginning of his turn, he puts X black zombie tokens onto the battlefield, where X is the number of zombies he controls rounded down. What this means is he gets free zombies. They're tokens. They come out of nowhere. They don't have to be in his deck. And this is equal to the number of zombies he has, half rounded down. So at his beginning of his next turn, he will get a free zombie card because he has 2, so he'll get 1. Math! And I am going to wait to play this lady. Yes. Because she has a special ability where when she enters the battlefield, everyone who died comes back. So yeah, I'll do that. I'll show you that. I'm going to attack with both of these. Because she is an angel and has wings, she also has flying. Creatures who fly must be blocked by creatures who also have flying. Because none of these guys have wings and can't fly, they can't stop her from just flying over them and slicing the guy in the face. So I have lost my Soul Warden, but I play her. And she comes right back to my hand because she died. And as an added benefit, I removed one of his zombies, meaning he doesn't get the free zombie token this turn. Land, play my character. And now that I control a human again, my Angelic Overseer is indestructible and hexproof again, meaning she's safe. Now this angel is quite cool because she has vigilance. Now, when this character attacks, she has to be tapped, meaning she can't block next turn. But when she attacks, because she has vigilance, she doesn't tap, meaning she can attack and block in the same turn set. Oop. So, normally if she would tap, he would be like, oh, well, his guard is left down, so I'm going to attack him. But now he can't retaliate next turn because she can still block, and she is very scary with 6 power and 6 toughness. Normally she would be 5 and 5, but because I have this enchantment that makes all of my creatures stronger, this is beautiful. Now this is a token. It's not a real card, but for all intents and purposes, it's like if he had another creature there. And because he's very sure he's going to die next turn, he's just attacking with everything. I will block 1, and I'll just take the 2 damage, because I've been constantly gaining life from Soul Warden, because she's been with me from the very start of the game. So all these creatures popping up on his end will just give me more and more life. So I don't really care if he attacks me because I have plenty of life to spare. This wouldn't be true if I was, say, playing red, where red is all focused on dealing lots of damage to your opponent before you die. So I would be a lot more concerned losing life as a red player because I don't have ways of gaining that back. Now this is an instant. Now, you probably noticed that I can't play spells on my opponent's turn. Like my creatures. I can only bring out my creatures on my turn. Once it gets to his turn, I'm not allowed to cast anything. Because this is an instant spell, this is actually untrue. Oh, you're about to get a zombie token because you control a zombie. 2 zombies. Now you do not. And that's how instants work. You can play them at the exact perfect time to disrupt things. And now he's given up. Poor guy. So where he would have gotten a zombie there, I played an instant right before that effect happened. What is this? Not nearly strong enough. Right before it happened, and I stopped that effect from happening. And now I'm going to kill this guy, but first I'm going to show you a sorcery. A sorcery is a pretty standard spell. It's like casting a creature spell, except it doesn't... It's like casting a creature or an enchantment, but instead it doesn't stay on the battlefield. You play the sorcery. It has the effect, in this case giving me 2 human tokens. And then it goes into my graveyard. Here it is next to my Path to Exile. And I'm just going to kill you now. And there you go, Magic Basics. I'll be getting into deeper stuff in my other videos because I'll be playing PvP and I'll have to abuse a lot more mechanics and use a lot more mechanics in order to win. But I hope this gave you at least a basic understanding of the game and why it's interesting and fun. If you have any more questions, feel free to ask them in the comments. This has been Ty, and I'm out.